5W30.
Okay, so there we go, guys. We're using some Pennzoil Platinum 5W30 for this snowblower. We're going to put some in, and you said, was it 600 mil?
600 mil.
So
that's what I put in this bottle here.
Okay, so we're using as a measuring thing there. And that's about just over maybe a half a quart for you American guys out there. Just to keep the systems.
And the other good stuff is, too, is you can use a Super Tech.
Oh, yeah, and there's the other stuff we use from Walmart.
Yeah, that's good oil, too.
That is really good oil.
Project Farm, he did studies on them. And it's a good quality oil for the money.
Yeah, Project Farm did a really good video on Super Tech versus AMSOIL. Well, I really liked that video because I wasn't convinced until he did the tests.
That's right.
Yeah,
he did a good job.
I went, oh, Walmart's got to be cheap. So you can see we don't even need to use a funnel here. We just need to take the dipstick out.
I just took out a politician. I mean a dipstick. Sorry. Did I make a funny?
You're gonna get a private application put against you with this video.
Yeah, I think a private and kiss my arse too.
And now he's gonna pour it in. He's gonna just want to film nice and closely, see if he spills it all over the machine, so we can give him a hard time about it.
That's why I use a small bottle.
Yeah, that's right. So always get a little bit of a measuring bottle there so you can measure accurately. You don't want to put too much oil in, or you can cause foaming in your crankcase, and that's not good for it. And obviously not enough oil is not good either. So you want to be pretty much just under full. That's the best way to do it. Is just under full, not over full, just under full. If you're gonna, or right on. If you're gonna err, just slightly less than full. Yeah.
Check your machine too. I can't remember. I think when you check the oil, I think this has to be threaded in. No, not threaded in.
So you put it all the way in and close it, and then pull it out. Check the dipstick. And your manual will tell you exactly how much oil to put in. So you measure it out perfectly. It should work out pretty good. And we haven't noticed any leaks or anything on this machine, or even oil burning, have we?
No.
There's not even any oil burning happening. So this machine's like 17 years old and it's not burning oil. So that says a lot for the quality of motor that's on this Club Cadet snowblower.
It's the Club Cadet. And she's right full.
Right on.
And it's so clean, you barely see it.
So there we go. We got the oil changed.
Yeah, it sits on top like that to do the measurement. You don't thread it in.
Yeah.
Just like the generator.
Yep.
Yeah. Right on the money. Perfect. There you go. Nice and easy.
Yep.
Now, let's see if there's any gas left in there.
You're going to give her a start for the audience?
Yeah, let's see if there's anything. I did run, I did stop, but let's see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, okay. He's coming back out again. We're going to show you how good this thing starts. How many pulls?
Well, we'll see. Like,
I say he gets it going in 3 pulls.
That's if there's, after that, there's enough gas in it.
One. There you go. All right. Yeah, he's starving it for fuel. Oh, finally. What were you doing, starving it for fuel?
Nope.
What were you...
I was hitting the purge plug here and just keep on pushing more gas.
And why were you doing it? And
so I keep pushing into the carburetor to suck that whole line clean.
That's what I was saying. You're trying to...
Right out.
So you're trying to purge all the fuel out of the tank. Okay, that's what I thought you were doing.
One more thing to do.
And what's that?
There's a little screw in the bottom of the carburetor. You got to unloosen and take out any left fuel in the pump bowl.
Oh, that's right. So he's going to take the little nut out of the bottom of the carburetor, so any residual fuel will be drained out. And then we're going to put it in the shed until the fall, and then we'll put some gas in and start it up then. But now it's kind of like summerized, not winterized, but summerized. So we're not going to touch it for a few months. So you're doing that now. Now I can come back without blowing my ears out. And all the guys at home there yanking on their volumes on the TV set. Jeez, you guys.
God damn.
Yeah, don't you like that when you watch some idiot with a chainsaw and he doesn't turn the volume down when he's editing and you get your eardrums blown out? Meanwhile, he's wearing ear defenders. Okay, so you're going, that's where it is there in the carby?
Yep. Right there. I put a cloth over top of the wheel so there won't be gas on it, but there should be very next to nothing left for fuel.
Yeah, because you really were hanking on that primer ball there to get the gas
Believe it or
through
not,
it.
there's still a little bit coming out. Like
Yeah.
they're getting wet. Yep. There's still some in the float bowl. There it is.
Yeah.
There you go. See? That's the gas stays in your carburetor. That's what destroys it.
Yeah. It gets all gummed up. You got ethanol too, and it also attracts moisture. So if you're going to leave something like this in the shed for 6 months, it's good just to do that. And you can see it's not a real big deal to get that gas out. And it's at the bottom of the float bowl. I'll wait till he's done, and then maybe I'll take a quick screenshot of that nut there. But you can see just a couple little things to do with your snowblower every spring, and it will keep it running nicely without the need to take it to a repair shop and do something major to it, like, you know, carburetor repair or something like that, because you left some extra gas in it.
Still dripping.
Yeah, I'd say you probably got a few ounces in there for sure.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hang on a second there. It's okay. You just keep working there. I'll work around you there. I'm just trying to get down so that the folks at home here can see how much gas is still left in your carburetor even though you run it dry. On a snowblower, I don't think we got the same effect on a chainsaw.
No.
No, it's only on the snowblower that it seems. It has a different carburetor. It's
Well,
more,
it's got a bigger.
yeah,
thing.
it's got not the it's a different style of carburetor. So that's what you need to do, is to just turn that little bolt there and then soak out the rest of that gas, because even though you run it out, it's not completely out. And that's what happens, is that all that gas sits at the bottom of it and it turns into like a fudge or like a Ocean Gate sub glue. Remember that glue they used on the Ocean Gate subs? Jesus, I can't believe they were doing that. Glue a sub together. You need steel, bolts, washers, gaskets. Yeah. Yeah, that is quite a bit of fuel there.
Yeah.
That is quite a bit of fuel coming out after you ran it completely dry. There you go. And as I mentioned, all the gas in Canada now, no matter if it's premium, regular, or mid-grade, it all has ethanol in it. And that is the #1 killer to a carburetor, is ethanol, because it turns into like pulp orange juice, little fragments, and it gets into your jets and screws everything up. But as long as you use the gas within 30, 60 days, you don't get that problem. But leaving it in past 60 days, you're asking for it. And that's why I said we always make a habit of getting all the old gas out, and that will save you so much money and time and aggravation later. And there's so many nice summer days out there that you can do this.
Yeah, still dripping.
I think we got the working foreman showing up. There he is there. He just went by. He was making sure you're doing your job right.
Yeah.
Man, I still can't believe it's still dripping
me
out.
too.
But it's just a little bolt there. Undo it. Put a rag or something. Maybe.
Right, to absorb the gas, or
Yeah.
a small container or something.
Yeah, and then tighten it back up again for sure. Don't forget to tighten the bolt back up, because if you go to put gas in the fall. Yeah, and he also left the lid off there too on the top, and that just lets the air go through so that it can drain out properly. If you don't have the cap off, it might stop dripping. All right, I think you're back in business. You can go ahead and tighten up that bolt, and this machine is ready for the fall.
Ready for the winter.
Well, the fall.
I mean, ready for the fall.
Yeah, we're gonna run it again in the fall so that we know.
During the summer, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be sitting in the shed for the next 4 months, doing absolutely nothing but waiting. And don't worry, here in Canada, winter comes every year.
Doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, how come we don't have like a Miami in Canada? You know what I mean? Like, it would be great. You know, go to like Manitoba and there's like old beautiful sand beaches in the wintertime. I know, reality check, not happening. Because like, we live in the Great White North. Yep.
I didn't think there was any gas really left in it after.
Yeah, no, I know. That was quite
That
a
was
bit.
quite a bit of fuel, man.
Yeah, well, that goes to prove when people think that they ran their carburetors dry, you can see there's still quite a bit of residual fuel.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes to sit in there for 4 months and start causing havoc. Leaving
Even
old.
though it's not your float bowl will be a little above the bowl itself, but still, if that fuel sits on the bottom of the bowl and starts gumming up, flaking and that's when you put new gas in, it starts circulating throughout your carburetor. That's what's jamming up your jets.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching a video on YouTube where a guy left ethanol fuel in a glass or jar for about 4 or 5 months. And when you came back, it looked like pulp orange juice inside. And it's amazing to see clear gasoline turn into like an orange juice substance. And I'm like, man, that gets in your jets. You're definitely not going to have a working engine. You're going to have to definitely take your carburetor off and clean
there's
it.
still one more thing we got to do.
What's that?
Lubricate your cylinder.
You're going to lubricate the cylinder. That's right. And what are you going to put in there? Some
just any oil.
You're going to put some
oil.
two-cycle
motor oil. I just use whatever I get. Any oil, clean oil I can get. Just jump in there.
Yeah. That's why when we start up our chainsaw, you see a lot of smoking. We always put a little bit of oil inside all our cylinders at the end of the season, and then when we fire it up again, you get a big smoke show for about 30 seconds. But that's to make sure that you don't get any corrosion or seize your piston rings. And we probably only put like maybe a half ounce inside there, and that's about it. That's all it takes. The bigger the machine, the more oil you need to put in, but yeah, about an ounce, half ounce of oil, just enough to lube it up a bit. And you can use 2-cycle oil, preferably 2-cycle oil is probably better. But you can use regular 4-stroke oil too. Alright, so now he's going to put that bolt back on and make sure you got it nice and tight again so your carburetor can hold the fuel. Yeah, just a snug. There you go. Alright, so we'll come back in a second and we'll show you what to do when we put some oil inside the spark plug hole.